Hey, what's up everyone, this is Sean and welcome to another new video here on the Magic and Thrills. Hey everyone, what's up, this is Sean and welcome to another brand new video here on the Magic and Thrills. Now in today's video, I wanted to really kind of compare, now that the Epic Universe tickets and the ticket sales for a non-Florida resident, non-annual pass holder, just a day-to-day normal park ticket are available and widely available for the rest of the year, from at least June 1st through the rest of the year. I wanted to really kind of compare their ticket pricing and availability, well, pricing mainly, between Universal Orlando, generally, for Epic Universe, and for Disney World, because I find it very fascinating and interesting that they are a little bit more pricey than normal, and also the fact that Universal really, they both are really wanting you to do, if you're visiting for just a week or two or a few days or up to a week, whatever it might be, they both want you to do the packages and do like the whole entire complete package together, where you do the hotels, the lightning lanes or express pass, do the special events in the night if there is one, do all that stuff, do everything together, but do it for as long as possible. That's where you get the most discounts, if you can call it a discount. But what I find interesting is, for me, I always look at the per day pricing of non-packaging stuff, because of the fact that it really kind of to me shows how much they're really charging on a day-to-day basis. I mean, you get discounts for adding more and more days on this, but then again, once you start doing that, you're kind of going away from the packaged deal together. So it's definitely in your best interest to do a package deal if you're doing for 4 days or more, no matter what the case is, for both places, for both parks. But on a day-to-day thing, I think it's a very interesting discussion, because of the fact that Universal previously, in my opinion at least, and let me know how you feel in the comments below, but I feel like they always were a little bit cheaper than Disney. And they both have been raising prices very, very steadily over the past couple of years. That's not changed at all, especially since COVID, that they kind of really upcharge things a little bit more to make up for the loss of having limited reopening times and a slow growth of again the post-COVID reemergence of the parks reopening. But now that everything is wide open again and all the events are happening and parks are opening and all that kind of stuff is happening, it's really the first time in a while that I've seen where Universal is really being aggressive, not only in expanding and obviously making a brand new theme park, but being a very, very aggressive company with their pricing. And the other day when I went to go get my own tickets for June because I'm doing a split trip, I'm doing Disney World and I'm doing a few days at Universal, just to kind of split up and have the best of both worlds. But I find it interesting because I've never seen Universal Orlando, now I don't say be that expensive, but although that's what it is, but they've never really price themselves comparatively to what Disney World is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys just the kind of the screen here, the screenshot of, or just the pricing of both overall, just to kind of give you an idea of what it's really like right now for, again the kind of same kind of time frame as well. Alright, so here we got. So I am on the Universal Orlando website. This is a Epic Universe only one park, because that's all you can really, you can buy multiple, but a one-day ticket, no packaging, non-Florida resident, nothing special about it, just a day-to-day ticket. And the pricing, and this is for June, because it only goes up from there, the pricing starting in June, and what's crazy is that it's still widely available. That's one shocker to me, is that nothing has been sold out yet. I have no idea how long that'll last, if it'll last at all, or whatever. I would guess that either June will be the first month to go, and then maybe the holidays, but who knows at this point. But I find it very interesting that June is really as pricey as I've ever seen it before, as pricey as I've ever seen it. And what I mean by that is, again, Universal is really known for, in my opinion, previously having really the best of promotional packages. And what I mean by that is they use, and this is for tickets only, they are the best, in my opinion, in the business lately, or in the past couple of years, at doing a buy one get one free kind of day, or buy two. Even right now, you can literally do a buy 2 days get two free included with just a general ticket only purchase. You don't have to do any hotels. You can, but you don't have to do any hotels, nothing like that, and that's cool. Whereas Disney World, they're more aggressive at, when it comes to any kind of promotions at all, they will discount hotels. That's their main thing. They will discount hotel rooms at many times throughout the year in different seasons. They'll do that for sure, and they'll give usually 25-30% off. It's more for the annual pass holders for those obvious reasons, because they stay more in a sense, or they like to book hotels on property more than a non, in my opinion. But it's just very interesting to me that the Epic Universe tickets, again, for just day-to-day stuff, are upwards of $175 starting out. And then if you go over to the Disney, this is again the same thing, non-Florida resident, not a package deal, just one day. And so Epic Universe is actually cheaper than, or sorry, Disney is actually cheaper, my bad. Disney is actually cheaper than Universal Orlando for the first time that I've ever seen it in a long time. And I wanted to make a video on this just because I thought it's very intriguing and interesting that Universal is really, putting their money, or their really the aggressiveness of their pricing structure behind this to say, hey, we are going to be a better experience than Disney World is. And hopefully, all I can say is hopefully their Epic Universe experience is going to be as close to flawless as possible. Now, no theme park opening ever is flawless. I've never been to one personally, but I have read enough experiences on different places from reviews. I've seen enough people already doing reviews of Epic Universe from team members on Twitter and such things. They're saying that the rides are literally next generation, next level, next everything, which is the whole idea of what Epic Universe really is and has been since they've actually announced the park opening date and what they've been doing and the lands that they're going to have. So to me, it's really a sign that Universal Orlando is really like willing to do as much as they can to back things up as far as like financially, because I mean they have to also obviously, I think this park, I think Epic Universe, from what I've read, is costing them around $8 billion in construction, so it's not cheap in any way. So they also have to for sure start recouping that cost as soon as humanly possible and as quickly as possible to then start benefiting from it. So I'm actually kind of shocked it's not more expensive, but I was just curious today, and I was looking at the pricing for these tickets to compare Disney World to Epic Universe tickets only. I mean, all the other parks, you can get a little bit cheaper tickets for sure for Universal, for Islands, and that kind of thing. And that's just kind of the way that those happen for a while. But I thought it was a very interesting kind of comparison to compare these two, because this is, again, the newest of the new kind of thing. And again, if you look at this just comparatively, it's crazy that I've never seen a Universal park be more expensive than Disney ever before. And it's just kind of crazy to me because of the fact that they are really, and I'll keep reiterating this because it's very important, that they are really saying to Disney, hey, we've got you, and we're going to one-up you now for the first time ever in your history. We're going to one-up the experience that you guys offer to the world, essentially. And I find that very intriguing because, again, if you talk to anyone in the tourism industry, travel industry, and if you say, hey, what's the first park you think of if you are going to go to Orlando, Florida, for the most part, and do a theme park? Everyone, on average, pretty much for the most part, would say Disney World, or they usually would. And now I think with this Epic Universe park opening, I think that Universal is really going to do all that they can do in every way possible to change that mindset. And it doesn't even include, and I'm not even and what's crazy is it doesn't even include the other parks that they're going to be opening up later this summer and in the next couple of years, because Epic Universe, unlike Disney, and I'll put it this way, Epic Universe is not even done expanding. It's not even open, obviously, for a few more months until May 22nd, but I've already seen plenty of people and plenty of news saying and discussing that Epic Universe is really just kind of in its infancy as far as what it's going to be opening with as far as the lands go, and that they are already planning on expansions of rides, like adding more rides to the Ministry of Magic area, adding more rides or more experiences to the Dark Universe side, just making things better and better and better. And that's why this plot of land that they bought is so huge, and is so they can expand, because Disney does have the land too, but it's not nearly as easy for them, I would say, to do this kind of expansion that Epic Universe is doing. And I find that very interesting, just because of the fact that I feel like kind of Disney is kind of in a time capsule where they've been very lucky and very beneficial of having the Disney nostalgia really be there for them. But again, if you're watching my other videos of the Disney nostalgia video, especially, I go through this where I feel like Disney nostalgia has been primarily hanging on the fact that Disney World has always had a hit movie every month or more in theaters, constantly, month after month after month. And lately, there's not been a hit, to me, in my opinion, besides Moana 2 being the obvious one. But before that, it's been a while. And I think that's a very unorthodox thing for them to experience. It's very new for them to go through that experience, and I think it's good for them because they're used to having a movie in theaters every month that is killing all the other, usually animation, killing the industry for profits, and that has allowed them to then put that money into the parks from, character meet and greets and other things like that. And lately, I've not seen anything from Disney World or Disney as a company that's hitting theaters. Or, Disney Plus is one thing, but that's a whole different, everyone's different with what they watch and stream, but from what they make their real profit in, or what the general public, in my opinion, sees from Disney World, from Disney as a company, to really to then go from the public eye into their parks, it's really about theaters and the theater experience, or it used to be at least, and I think that when they decided to pivot over into the Disney Plus streaming platform push, I think that they kind of buried themselves a little bit, because Universal has so many, not only IPs, but they have so many properties that are for many more all ages of people, that are pulling people in. Like, obviously Harry Potter is one of them. That what's crazy about Harry Potter is it's a never-ending thing. Like, even though the movies have been done for years now and all that, but people still love it because they love the books, and it's really the same kind of not nostalgia in a way that Disney has, but it's a very different version, because like the whole books thing, like even for me, the Harry Potter books are something that I read when I was in 5th grade, and then I fell in love with the movies. So to me, nothing can ever replace that time in my life from the Harry Potter nostalgia. So I love the Harry Potter theming that they have, and they've done it to the very finest detail as well, and I love that so much. They also have How to Train Your Dragon, which my kids love, and then they have obviously Dark Universe, which is again a varied version of the Universal monsters that they started with for Universal in this case. So Disney has not had anything like that in years now. They've had hits. Again, they've had Moana 2 come out and do very well in theaters, but they have not had any exploding IPs or anything original in such a long time that they can really kind of hang their crown on it and then build it into a park or build it into a new land. And not only that, not to get off too far on ticket prices, but I think it does very kind of justify and validate this too, is that, again, Disney, I don't know, I think they're kind of like throwing themselves and their money into the wind a little bit, because they're really, all their ideas that I've seen from D23 have been things that they're going to be coming out with maybe in 3 to 5 years. Whereas with Universal, they are literally doing this now. It's 3 months or 2.5 months now until a park opening, and they've already got expansion plans for Epic Universe. They already have other parks, like just for kids, for little ones, being built. They have the the Monsters Unleashed over in Vegas opening up in August. So they're building and building and building, and I feel like Disney is just kind of stuck. So I think the pricing structure for these days is such an interesting thing, because of the fact that it's the first time that I've ever seen Universal overtake, or not overcharge, but overtake Disney World for pricing. However, I think that they can justify that because they have a lot better IPs and properties right now as a company that they're offering to people that people want to see more, like Super Mario. My kid loves Mario, and that's another multi-generational thing. And that's going to be one of the huge heavy hitters of Epic Universe. So again, I think that if you can, that as a company like this, if you have to be able to justify your pricing for people to be able to buy into it. And right now, just from these prices, Universal Orlando is definitely just destroying Disney World, or Disney as a company, for these pricing and making them justifiable for customers to buy. Now, will that come in to be justifiable when the park opens? We will see. That'll be a whole other fun experience and fun discussion to have once Epic Universe actually opens, is that are they able to handle this pressure? Because that's a whole different ballgame. You can announce all this stuff and have crazy cool experiences announced and all that kind of stuff, but until you actually show up to the day of release or like a day of opening and have it be as rad and as cool as your announcements have been for a couple of years, That's the thing. So that's going to be where, like right now, Universal Orlando has the ball in their courts. They have all the hype behind them. However, the question will be, can they dominate the theme park industry in Orlando by having Epic Universe really not only justify the price tag for it, but this being, in my opinion, the most expensive park price I've ever seen them charge, and can they justify the experience that they're promising people with the technology being what it is for these rides? And I mean, like, not, and what I mean by that is them not breaking down, because Disney World breaks down every day. It's just one of those things that they've had so many rough things in the past couple of years with rides breaking down and not working, that kind of thing. So can Universal Orlando justify their price tag once this place opens up, with their rides and the experiences being worthwhile? Because as soon as they open, within that first few days, even the first month, I would say, if they can't do it, it'll reflect and travel by word of mouth so fast. It'll be so fast. So again, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I'd love to hear all your feedback on it, and then tell me what you think about the pricing. They're both expensive. Either way you look at it, they're both expensive. They both keep going up in price. No matter how you look at it, that's not what I'm disputing here. I think it's interesting that I was looking at pricing comparisons. I'm like, whoa, like Universal Orlando is charging more for this park than Disney World is right now for that kind of thing. But it's just a very interesting comparison. So again, let me know in the comments below what you think about it between the two parks. And again, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.